Good morning, world. Welcome again. This is Catherine at Goldfinch Yoga and Reiki. Thank you so much for being here today. And I prepared a little practice to focus on the root chakra. Our root chakra is in the base of our spine, very low abdomen, and it's attached or related to our adrenal glands, which are located right near the kidneys, that are fired on, that come on when we have the perception of a threat, so that fight, flight, or freeze. And in this day and age, we don't have any real true threats necessarily on a day-to-day basis. So there's a lot of overwhelm and a lot of confusion and uncertainty in this, especially Western world in the United States. So this Western culture, and some of that's also the manufactured idea of attaining and status and acquiring, and just kind of that trying to live up to that Instagram filtered life. That is sort of that social perception sometimes, or just that idea of how we're trying to look around and see what our peers are doing, and some of it's also internalized, again, because of that socialization. So it's this idea that we're kind of sometimes on edge, on alert, to this idea of not necessarily threatening our life, but that idea of am I living this life like I'm supposed to? And the idea of getting into our root chakra, or using some meditation and relaxation, breath and movement to ground, is to really pull us back into the present moment, center us, because that root chakra, this grounding sense, is related to safety, security, basic needs, and grounding. So that's kind of where I was going with today's practice. So welcome. Grab a mat, maybe a towel or a blanket to sit on if you'd like. We won't really need any props today. So get ready and let's get started. So starting in a seated position, we're going to really just warm up. So starting with just some basic kind of nodding of the head. Thinking about, as you're finding your breath, there's just an immense part of grounding in the present moment. It's almost thinking about breathing the air up your spine and then following down the energy of your spine, down through the root, down into the earth even. Just warming up slowly here. Really finding a steady rhythm with your breath. Maybe even envisioning releasing any negative, dark, heavy energy out the bottom or base of your spine, through your buttocks, right into the earth. Mother Earth can handle it. She'll recycle that energy right up. Wonderful. Coming back to center. I'm going to do just a couple of side stretches, again, just warming up the spine a little bit. So lifting your right arm up and back down, planting it on the floor, and then lifting that left arm up and over your head. Just a nice fluid movement. Inhale, exhale. Making sure to keep the heart space open here. Inhaling back up and back over. So left hand plants, right arm up and over the head. Nice side body stretch. Making sure to push that opposite hip, that right hip, down into the ground. That you're not lifting it up with your body kind of leaning over. Inhale, exhale. Inhaling back up, going to the other side one more time. Right hand planted, left arm up overhead. Wonderful. Keeping that nice steady breath. Inhaling back up and over, one more, left planted, right over. Inhaling back to center, releasing the shoulders down. We're going to do just a slight twist here. So left hand to the right knee, right hand behind, and just a slight twist, not overdoing it. Remember to stretch, not strain. Inhaling a nice, strong, correct spine. Exhaling down into the earth. Inhale back to center, and then we'll go to the opposite side. So right hand to the left knee, left hand behind, and a nice twist. Inhaling, nice straight spine. Exhaling that energy down into the earth. Inhaling back to center. And then we're going to do a little Gomukhasana. So a little kind of extra stretching of the shoulders. I did say that you didn't necessarily need a prop today. And we're not going to overly stretch or do this pose. We're really just going to kind of move into it. So first we're going to set our right leg a little bit more close to center, left leg up and over. So see if you can get the sides of your feet comfortably on the ground. Again, as far into this as possible for you. It might be really loose, or you might be more flexible. Everyone's different. And then we're going to stretch out our shoulders. So right arm over, left arm behind. And we're just going to try to see if we can get those fingertips to touch at all. Again, we're not overdoing it today. We're just trying to move into our body, get really centered into our body and grounded. So inhaling, exhaling, and seeing how close you can get. Doesn't have to be touching at all. One more inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, release. Maybe just sort of, move those arms out and shake them out a little bit. And we're going to untwist our legs and switch to the other side. So left leg a little bit more to center, right leg over the top. And then we're going to inhale, left arm up and over, kind of touching the back of the base of the spine. Right arm twisting in behind. Definitely notice each side can feel quite different. Really just seeing where your body can move today, not straining at all, just light stretch. Taking another couple of deep breaths in, exhale, inhale, exhale, release. Maybe shaking that out a little bit. Again, just kind of warming up today. We're going to come to um, all fours and do just a little bit of cat cow. So hands centered under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Inhaling, dropping the belly. Exhale, pushing up from the center, navel towards the spine, rounding the back. Inhale, dropping the belly. Finding your own rhythm here, your own pace. Adding in any organic movement that you feel is needed. Really pushing the floor away on the exhale and dropping down and sinking into this foundation on the inhale. Notice the earth really holding you here. One more breath. And coming back to neutral. We're going to sink down into child's pose. So putting the big toes together, knees out wide and sinking back. The nice child's pose here. Maybe resting the forehead on the floor. See if you can stretch your arms out just a little farther towards that far edge of the mat. Sinking your chest, your heart space really down to the ground. Rooting and sinking in, letting that your Mother Earth hold you. Breathing into that lower part of the spine, sinking into your hips just a little bit more deeply. And then on your next inhale, I'm going to have you walk your hands to the left side of your mat. Making sure to sink that right hip back. That's not pulling forward. Nice bright body stretch here. And the next inhale, walking your hands back to center. Nice exhale. And inhale, walking your hands to the right side of the mat. Nice left body stretch. Making sure to sink that left hip back that's not pulling forward. Couple more breaths here. then inhaling back to center. Exhaling. And then inhale back up to all fours. And we're actually going to come to the long side of our mat here on our knees. We do just some work while on our knees. Just taking time again to ground down and find some real foundation here, even on our knees. Sometimes we take our knees for granted. They do a lot of work. If you do need a little towel or blanket under your knees, go ahead and grab that. We're going to do a gate pose. So extending your right leg out to the side. Your foot can be a little bit kind of perpendicular or sort of with the edge of the short end of the mat as much as possible. And we're going to do a little side stretch here. So inhaling left arm up and then sliding to the right. So your right hand will kind of slide down your leg. Making sure your right leg is also well engaged, not just hanging out. Noticing a nice stretch in the groin. Wonderful left body stretch here. Making sure to keep your heart space open, not collapsing down. Exhale. Inhaling back up to center. And then we're going to move into a supported or knee side angle. So we're going to plant our left hand down to the floor and put our right arm up into the sky and up overhead, and then pointing it towards that far opposite wall. So really pointing our right toes and our right hand over to the opposite wall, really stretching out here. Noticing the strong foundation of your left leg and left arm. Allowing that earth to hold you up. A couple of big breaths here. Inhale. Exhaling. Coming back up. Pressing your arms down. We're going to do that one more time. So inhaling the left arm up. Nice stretch over to the right side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhaling back up. And we're going to go right into that side angle. All nice stretch here. Exhale. Inhaling back up. All right, and then we're going to switch sides. So tucking that right leg in. Nice foundation under that right knee. And then putting that left leg out. Okay, so inhaling right arm up. And then nice bending stretch to the left side. Notice if your left leg is just hanging out, maybe make sure that's engaged, really well engaged, not pushing on your knee or anything, just a nice gentle support. Wonderful stretch here. Exhale. Inhale back up. And then we're going to go to that side angle on the right side. So right hand planted about 10 inches from your knee, and then left arm overhead, really stretching to the opposite walls. Exhale, inhale back up, and then back to the gate pose. So right arm comes up overhead. Wonderful stretch on that right side body. Notice your strong foundation. Exhale, inhale back up. Wonderful. And then coming back to both knees, we're going to do just a little baby camel, is what I'm calling it. Just getting the back spine stretched out a little. So I'm just going to move a little bit to better demonstrate. So we're not going to go into a full camel, but I really want to just make sure we're doing a nice low body stretch. So placing your hands at the base of your spine, right at the top of your hips, wherever you kind of can find a good comfortable spot. We're going to just do a gentle back bend. One note also that can be helpful is to tuck the chin back before rolling your head back. And that can help relieve the tension on the spine a little bit, so you're not just throwing it back. So inhale, exhale, just a little back. Inhaling back up. Do that one more time. And again, as far as feels comfortable to you or you feel safe to do so, just doing a nice gentle back bend. Inhale, exhale. Gentle back bend. Inhaling back up whenever you feel ready. Again, all of this is to your body, just listening into what works for you and your capabilities and abilities. And then now from here, we're going to go back into a child's pose and just take a restful moment to kind of center down again. And then child's pose can be either with your knees tucked right underneath you or out to the sides, whatever again feels comfortable to you. We're just going to take a few deep breaths here, just to kind of recenter ourselves after that bit of movement. So again, taking a few deep breaths. See if you can sink just a bit farther in your child's pose. Letting Mother Earth hold you for just a couple of breaths here. Exhale, releasing out. And then on the inhale, we're going to move up into downward facing dog. Making sure that your hands are steady under your shoulders, almost like you're squeezing oranges up under your armpits, pushing the ground away and pedaling out with the feet.
Maybe shaking your head yes and no to release any tension you might be holding on to. Taking just a few breaths here, really noticing this strong pose, pushing the ground away, being really supported. Making sure not to collapse into your shoulder space, really, again, pushing the ground away. Maybe taking a big inhale and a really long sigh on the exhale. Maybe one more time. Wonderful. And then we're going to walk up towards our hands and end up in a forward fold. Uttanasana. We'll just hang out here for a moment too. Really just making sure that our feet are, our toes are spread. We're feeling all those corners of our feet. Really, again, allowing the ground to support us. All of our body in this moment is supported by our feet. And maybe even just bending your legs, letting your belly rest on the top of your thighs. You can clasp your hands behind your legs or let them fall to the ground. Taking just a couple of breaths here as a pause. And big exhale. And then on the next inhale, we're going to rise up, root to rise. All the way up into Tadasana. Hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Hands to sides. Wonderful. And now we're going to move into some chair pose for a couple of movements, really kind of engaging our legs for a moment. So inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, sinking down into that chair pose. Your hands can be outstretched in front of you. They could be out to the sides or down to your side. Feeling that nice, strong core. Exhale. Inhaling all the way back up. Hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Hands to sides. I'm going to do that one more time. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale into that chair pose. Warming up those legs a little bit. Making sure to drop the shoulders away from the ears, that you're not scrunching them forward. Sinking into the hips. Inhaling back up. Arms all the way up overhead. Hands to heart center. Onto the mudra. Hands to sides. Wonderful. And now we're going to move into an eagle pose. So it's really using, again, our foundation, somewhat like a tree, but making sure that we are really focusing on, again, where our feet are, making that really strong foundation, being careful with that movement, listening to your bodies. So the first part is our hand placement or arm placement for eagle, if you've not done this before. So we're going to extend our arms out
And we're going to cross our right arm over the left. So kind of like you're going to do a hug, you can always leave your hands or arms in this position if this feels most comfortable to you, because this stretch can be a little intense. So again, just kind of listening into your body. And then what you're going to do is pull your hands up so the backs of your hands are meeting. And you can leave them here in this position, or you can wrap your hands around so your palms are touching. It does a bit of a stretch on the shoulders. So again, if this feels most comfortable to you, then just stay in this spot. Allow it to be a gradual progression of moving into the different aspects of this pose. So again, pulling our hands up together, maybe palms are touching, and then we're going to cross our right leg over the left, and we're going to sink down. So really noticing that strong foundation under that left foot and sinking down. The right toe becomes a little bit of a kickstand, or you can always lift it up and curl it in behind the left. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, maybe dropping just a little deeper. And then inhaling back up, releasing. Maybe shaking that out. Wonderful. What a great job. And then we're going to switch to the right side. So finding that really strong foundation under your right foot, spreading the toes, feeling all four corners. Starting with the arms, we're going to take the left over the right. And then again, you can touch the backs of your hands. You can find the palms, or you can stay in just a nice kind of hug here. So whatever feels comfortable for you. And then the left leg is going to cross over the right knee. And we're going to sink in on that exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Maybe exhale, sinking just a little lower for a moment. And then inhaling back up. Releasing that all out. Shake it out. Shake, shake, shake. Oh, what a great practice today. And then we're going to move from a forward fold, just to give you an idea of progression. We're going to do forward fold through a squat and end up on the ground and slowly move towards Savasana. So however this feels comfortable to you, a squat can be pretty intense. Just moving how you can. So the idea is to make sure that your feet are pointing out a little bit at an angle 45 about, and then sinking down into that squat. Now, the goal is to have the feet flat, but if that's not possible, you can always use a blanket or bolster. So we're going to sink down into the squat. I forgot the forward fold. Well, we're just going to go with it then today. So we're going to do the squat here for just a moment. Breathing in and deeply out. If the squat is too much for you, you're welcome to come to the ground and do a bound ankle pose with your feet together, and you may be leaning into that forward stretch, which is really getting that goal of stretching out the inner thigh. So, however it feels comfortable to you here. And then we're going to gently let ourselves down onto our bum and move very briefly or however you'd like to. Maybe rocking on your spine, and then to come to lying down. Again, maybe just rocking on your spine, thanking it for all its work today. And then as you come to your back, keeping your knees bent, feet on the floor, we're going to do just a little bit of twists here. So right leg bent over the left. And then we're going to twist to the left. Arms can be out to the side or down at your sides. Just a little gentle twist here. Exhale. Inhaling back up to center. Switch legs. So right foot is on the floor, left is crossed over the right, and twisting to the right. Again, arms can be out to the side, or down at your sides, or out to a T. Exhale. Inhaling back to center. And then doing maybe a reclined cobbler's pose. So putting your feet, the bottoms of your feet together, letting your knees go out wide. Just letting a nice deep stretch in the pelvis. Maybe your hands can lie gently on your pelvis and breathe into that root chakra space. Nice deep breaths here, clearing out that maybe stagnant or stale energy in your root chakra. We're going to take really a few breaths here. Again, if this is not comfortable to you, you're welcome to come out of it at any time. See if as you're moving through your breath that you can more deeply release that pelvic space. Couple more breaths here. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And then in your next cycle of breaths, maybe using your hands to gently lift your legs back up, really taking a gentle, just progression of movement there to, come back out of it. And then we're going to roll our lower spine up and down against the floor. So thinking about your tailbone kind of coming up off the floor and then rocking it down towards the floor. Just a couple of breaths here. Inhaling, rolling up. Exhaling, pushing that tailbone towards the ground. Inhaling your tailbone up. Exhaling your tailbone down. A little lower back love here. One more inhale, rolling up. Exhale, rolling the spine back down. The tailbone back down. Wonderful. And then come back to neutral. Hugging your knees into your chest. Maybe rocking side to side. Massaging that lower back. Pull your knees really close up. Maybe try to touch your nose to your knees. Again, as far as you are able, you can go. It's no contest. It's just a matter of self-love here. A nice big hug. Hugging yourself in. And releasing down. Extending the legs and arms overhead. Nice big full body stretch to those opposite walls. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Oh, what a wonderful practice today. And relaxing and releasing into your final Savasana pose. Finding a towel for your head or bolster under your knees if needed. Finding just a comfortable position for this last relaxing close of today's session. And I give you just a moment to find that pose, that last just relaxing posture. Noticing every point of your body that is touching the ground. Deepening the breath. Sinking in more deeply to Mother. Letting her embrace you. Listening to the air entering and leaving your body. Beginning to allow your breath to deepen and slow. Now picturing a clear, light, bright red color in your mind's eye. It's a red glow, deep, deep red that also has a brightness to it. Staying focused on this bright red light in your mind's eye. Place your hands on your lower abdomen and feel your hands connect to your root chakra. And notice the bright red light traveling from your mind's eye space through your hands into that root chakra. Notice that red, bright light envelop your root chakra space, your whole pelvic bowl, pulsating. Maybe you feel a warm sensation. breathe deeply, clearing out this root chakra space. And a deep breath in, releasing. If you are wanting to stay in this restful, grounded space, please do so. As long as you feel is needed for you today. If you are ready to come out of Savasana, I invite you to do so slowly, ready to wiggle your fingers and toes, maybe taking a little body stretch, rolling to one side, giving yourself a bit of a hug, thanking yourself for being here today. And meeting here. Or if you're still lying down, that is more than okay. But maybe bring your hands together at heart center, essentially mudra. And the sound for our root chakra is lam. So kind of like om and it's lam. So I'd like to do that as a first chant and then close with an om. So exhaling to inhale deeply. Nam. And then to an om, exhaling, inhaling deeply. Om. Thank you so much for being here today, for taking this time for yourself. And I look forward to seeing you next time.